Ready to go for the bottom of the first inning here in Valdosta. Blazers and Buccaneers on senior day under cloudy skies. The VSU softball complex take you through the Valdosta State starting lineup. It'll be Courtney Albritton in center, Morgan Johnson in left, batting second. Batting third, the third baseman Samantha Posey. Batting fourth to clean up Marty Littlefield. She's a senior. What hasn't she done in her career? It's been so lustrous and so well documented how well she's played, especially at the plate, all 4 years. Littlefield needs 3 homers and 5 RBI to become the all-time leader of the Gulf South Conference. She's been chasing those records for 2 weeks now. Hasn't had the greatest 2-week stretch, but now she'll actually try to get it here at home. She didn't have a great weekend last weekend. The weekend before at home, she could have gotten it. She didn't have a very good weekend, but if she comes out of the slump here on senior day and senior weekend, following her to be Natalia Morozova, Ashley Steinhilber, Colette Rollins is senior, Claire Wamsley, April Hutchins, and of course Elena Hadley's in the circle. For Christian Brothers in the circle, it is Kim Adams, a 9-14 record on the season. Adams a .351 earned run average. She's got 21 starts to 27 appearances, making her 22nd start of the season as she delivers a strike one to Smiley on the outside part of the plate, 0-1. Here's the 0-1, and this one is high and outside, going to be 1-1. If you're just now joining us here on vstateblazers.com, it is 1 o'clock. We started early, and the Blazers got Christian Brothers in 1-2-3 fashion. In the top of the first inning, we're in the bottom of the first scoreless, and Courtney Albritton a chopper to second. Played easily, the throw to first in time, 1 away. A nice job there by Amy Gracia. It was a hard chopper, and she fielded it cleanly and got the ball to first. And Taylor Rosa Ramon, and the out is made, 1 away, and now Morgan Johnson will come up. Morgan was named Player of the Week in the Gulf South Conference following the weekend of March 31st and April 1st. Ball thrown there to Morgan. Morgan was 4 of 8 in that doubleheader back on March 31st against Christian Brothers. 4 runs batted in, 2 runs scored. She had a home run in Game 2. Edging out her teammate, Courtney Albritton, most likely for the honor. She could have gotten it. April Hutchins actually had herself a pretty good weekend that time as well. You can only nominate 1 from the school, and there were 3 from Valdosta State who deserved to be named Player of the Week. Morgan Johnson was the one that was thrown out for the award, and she was named the recipient of that award. As this one's outside, 2-1. Morgan, just a junior. She'll get honored for senior day next year. Her, Ashley Steinhilber, just to name a few of those 2 big juniors that'll play in that class. This one over the head of the third baseman, and a base hit for Morgan Johnson. Nice piece of hitting there for Morgan. It's a high chopper over the third baseman's head, and Mary Joyner, and now Samantha Posey will come up. Posey on the season, a .364 average, 47 hits and 129 at-bats. Posey transferred to Valdosta State from Gulf Coast in Florida. Made her impact felt pretty quickly on the softball diamond at Valdosta State. Takes a ball there, 1-0. The 1-0. And it's outside. Morgan Johnson going down the second. The throw, not in time. Morgan Johnson, a stolen base. The 9th stolen base in 12 attempts this season for Morgan. And the throw was a little bit lower. Morgan's probably throwing out as you take a look at the replay. But she got in there thanks to the high throw and a nice slide. And the Blazers have a runner in scoring position with a 2-0 count to Samantha Posey, who hits it into left field. Under it is Allison Grooms, and there is 2 away. And now Marty Littlefield. What has this girl not done in her career? Freshman year, she was an All-American. She was an All-American her sophomore year. Named to the GSC All-Decade team after just her sophomore year. Was named first-team All-Region last year. All-Region, All-Academic, All-GSC first-team, Player of the Week. Takes a strike there. Her freshman year, she broke VSU and GSU records in home runs, RBI, and slugging percentage, 25, 103, and 905. And now she enters today just 3 homers and 5 RBIs away from becoming the GSE all-time leader in those categories. takes the ball 1-1. If you go up to Berrien High School and look at their softball field, they have the number 3 retired, and it hangs on the outfield fence. It's her number and the number of someone that played before her. They both wore 3, and they're the best to ever go through that program, so they retired it on behalf of both of them. And that one is outside, going to now be 2-1 to Marty Littlefield. That story was told to me in passing at Berrien High School. Did not catch the name of the player before her. Was told Marty Littlefield had better numbers than that previous player who wore 3. As this one's hit to the third baseman. From her knee, gets up, throws. It's dropped. Morgan Judson will come in and take the score. Littlefield takes second, and the Blazers are on the board. An error by the first baseman. She dropped the throws. A nice diving stop there by the third baseman. And Mary Joyner, she got up, threw to first, and the first baseman and Taylor Rosa Ramon just dropped the ball. What an end of the inning.
First baseman, number 27, Natalia Morozova.
You wonder why Christian Brothers is 11-27 this season. It's because mistakes like that haunt a team when things aren't going well, and teams like Valdosta State make you pay. As this one's in there for a strike to Natalia Morozova. Natalia, the Moscow Russian native, we know her parents. Nikolai and Marina are watching today. We say hello to them on Senior Day from Valdosta, Georgia. As that one is a ball to Natalia. Played at Darton College before transferring to Valdosta State. She was in that transfer class there with Samantha Posey. 190 wins in 4 years. I believe it's 87 in 2 years was the number. Something along those lines. This one's fouled out of play. I don't have today's paper on me. The number's in the paper.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our first Sitco Quick Lube and Auto Repair foul ball of the day.
Great atmosphere. This crowd is packed, and the bleachers right behind home plate and the ones closest to the VSU dugout as Natalia chopper up the middle. Throw to first, not in time. She's there safely. Natalia Morozova is beaten out, and Marty Littlefield scores. It's 2-0 Valdosta State. With 2 outs, you run on anything, and Marty Littlefield didn't stop running until she got in to home plate. And now Ashley Steinhilber will come up. It's 2-0 Valdosta State. That is an infield single with an RBI for Natalia Morozova. As Steiny takes a called strike right there, 0-1. Steiny had a pretty good time back on March 31st against Christian Brothers. Was 2 for 5 with 4 runs batted in and 2 runs scored. She homered in that second game in which Valdosta State won over CBU, and she holds off on that one. Wanted to, but held back. It's going to be 1-1. Of course, that second game, Valdosta State won 9-0 in 5 innings. They won 10-2 in game 1. That game was actually a 7-inning game. Blazers didn't get that 8-run difference that you need to end after 5 until that 7th inning, as Steiny chases that one. And way outside, runner goes down to second, safely there. A stolen base there for Natalia, but Steinhilber, she chased that one high and outside, and then almost got in the way there of the catcher. It's going to be 1-2. VSU dugout making some noise here for Steiny. 2 outs. The 1-2 she holds off. And it's going to be 2-2. Taking a look here at 2-out RBIs this season. Ashley Steinhilber has 14 2-out RBIs on the year. The leader is 22. And she swings and misses right there. The inning is over. But the Blazers get 2 runs to take a 2-0 lead over Christian Brothers University on Senior Day in Valdosta. Thomas Massera, the home plate umpire, I currently have a conversation. I'm not sure what it's about. Talking about the rain and talking about maybe the crowd. I'm not sure what they're talking about, but if the rain continues to come down, which has actually stopped already, and it comes down to a point where they have to delay the game, there is a tarp. They can cover the infield, obviously, and try to hold as much water off, keep as much water off the infield as possible. But we're not there yet. The rain, like I said, was at a point where I had to look at the trees to see it come down. It came down a little bit harder, and then it stopped. It rained just enough to get everything wet. But we will continue to play. We start the bottom of the third. A ball to Marnie Littlefield, who scored a run and after reaching on an error in the first inning. So she's still 3 homers and 5 RBI away from becoming the all-time leader in Gulf South Conference history. The 1-0 hits it past the shortstop, a base hit. That won't get her any closer to the record, but it's still a hit to lead off the bottom of the third. The good thing for Marty, when she's chasing that record, she'll have an opportunity to do it for a long time, because this team is hopefully going to be playing until, I believe it's May 20th. It's the national championship. Everything got moved up a weekend. So she'll have an opportunity to chase it through the conference tournament, the regional super, and maybe the national championship tournament. She runs, a bunt by Morzova actually bounces up and actually bounces off the shoulder of the umpire, and it's going to be 0-1. Some of the crowd that actually cleared out is actually leaving, unfortunately, the ballpark, heading towards the parking lot. Made it 2.5 innings in the game. But a lot of the crowd actually realized the rain stopped and turned around and went and got their seats back. Here's the 0-1, a nice bunt right back to the pitcher. The throw to second, not in time, actually goes off the glove of the shortstop. We're going to wait for the official ruling. Safe there all the way around. So it's a fielder's choice. No error, no hit. So it'll go down as an FC16. That allows both runners to advance. I was going to wait to make sure that they were going to say that Littlefield was going to be safe no matter what, which it looked like she was. So no error as now Steiny lays down a bunt, but it goes foul, and it's 0-1. Trying to play small ball. The ABCs of baseball and softball. Get them on, get them around, and get them in. And Valdosta State does it very well. Every person on this team not only can bunt, they have to know how to bunt. If you want to play for Thomas Macera, small ball. She lays the bunt, pulls back, it's a ball, 1-1. In a situation here, a sacrifice, we move the runners in a scoring position with 1 out. Get your runners around and get them in. Rain, drizzly but not heavy. Steiny squares the bunt, pulls back, gonna be 2-1. I was told Ashley's father in attendance today. I know her mom's watching on webcast. As always, we say hello to everybody watching on vstateblazers.com. Thank Bill Muntz and crew for putting together the best webcast in all of sports. Squares the bunt. Steiny pops it up, though. The catcher can't make the catch. And we've got a pickle going on here. Marty Littlefield's tagged out, and now all kinds of things are going on here. Now they're going to tag Steiny out. No. That was just chaotic all the way around for Valdosta State. And Natalia Morzova's called out. Not sure why Natalia's called out. The bunt went fair because the catcher dropped it. She had it in fair territory. So that leaves Steiny there at first. Natalia has to go to second. Not sure why she's called out there. And then Marty Littlefield was tagged out at home. That is a rare, sloppy grounding, and I guess offensive play there by Valdosta State. Rollins grounds to third. The throw to first is in time. The inning is over. 4-0 Blazers. Sloppy base running there by Valdosta State. Cost them chances for runs. 4-0 as we go to the fourth. Still don't understand kind of what happened there when Natalia Morzova. Oh, okay. being told that they actually did tag the base, and that's why Natalia was out. There was actually a force play. I didn't see them touch the bag there. Then Marty Littlefield was tagged out at home, and they nearly got Ashley Steinhilber down there at first because she was off the bag. Just sloppy base running. And Natalia, she was tagged out at second because she held on at first. After the bunt went in the air, she thought maybe it was going to get caught for the out. And then it landed fair, and she didn't realize she had to go until it was too late. They had already thrown there. Marty Littlefield, the awareness she had, she came rounding the bag at third, but just got tagged out by a mile at home plate. And then Ashley Steinhilber was trying to go to second, nearly got caught off the bag. Jordan Yost has got to keep her close over there first. She had to go sliding back to stay safe. Chaotic and unorganized base running for Valdosta State. Steiny, by the way, reaches on an E2 because it was a dropped catch there. Trying to get everything updated here on the scorebook. Colette Rollins entered them on a 5-3 put out as we go to the fourth. Talking about the ABCs of baseball, get them on, get them around, get them in. Valdosta State got them on. And then errors cost them the chance of getting them in. And I can tell you one person who's frustrated by the whole thing is Natalia. Her body language just went from very cheerful and happy in the top of the third inning and first to now almost frustrated by the base running mistake there. As she trots out to first. I don't think it was a good conversation she had with Thomas Macera in the dugout after that happened. 4-0 Blazers. We start the top of the fourth. Hadley delivers, and it is a called strike. Hadley got him 1-2-3 in the first, second, and third innings. So we're at the top of the order, and Amy Gracia. And the 0-1 is outside, 1-1. In between games, the seniors will be honored, all 8 of them. Right now, 6 of them are on the field. 7 in today's lineup. The only one not in the Game 1 lineup is Julia Fink. And the 1-1 from Hadley is a bunt off the bat. Kind of the inside part of the barrel goes foul, and it's going to be 1-2. Hadley started Game 1 against Christian Brothers back on March 31st. She went all 7, 4 hits, 2 runs. And they were not earned. 4 strikeouts. Hadley's already got 3 strikeouts here today and got them in consecutive order between 2 innings. As the 1-2, chopped to Posey. Throw to first in time, 1 away. I mentioned earlier that some of the crowd had left. I can tell you the majority of the crowd that did leave the ballpark was the softball player, the youth softball team that got honored here before the game as well. They were allowed to go out with the team during the national anthem. The majority of the die-hard vocal Blazer fans remained in their seats. Didn't budge. As Hadley delivers a ball 1-0. Here is the 1-0, and this one is a ball 2-0. Next week, Valdosta State's at the Gulf South Conference Tournament. You can join Josh Flanagan on a radio broadcast on the Jock 1150. The only thing that would keep that from happening would be Atlanta Braves baseball. So just keep the Braves in the night, softball during the day. On the Jock, baseball will be at home for the final week of the regular season against West Florida. That would be on Talk 92.1 with Sean Reed, the Valdosta State Sports Information Radio Department. This one hit right at Posey. One hopped into her glove, throw to first, 2 away. Following the GSC tournament, the Blazers will return home as the number 1 seed in the South region pending something drastic happens. As of right now, that is the case. Number 1 in the South region, they would host the opening weekend of the region tournament. Remember, that's played in 2 different locations. Blazers would host the 8th seed, and I believe they would host the 4-5 as well. That one's a ball from Hadley. And that's a big swing and a miss right there by Jennifer Gonzalez. Gonzalez, the right fielder here for Christian Brothers. Blazers will host, like I said, the 1, 4, 5, and 8. They would be the 1. Then if they can get through that, they would host the winner of the other sub-region tournament, as this one's popped up into foul territory. Samantha Posey makes the catch, inning over in 1-2-3 fashion again. And then the Blazers, of course, would host the Super Regionals and then maybe advance to the National Championship Tournament in Louisville, Kentucky. Going to the bottom fourth, 4-0 Valdosta State. We approach 2 o'clock here in the Eastern Time Zone. We say hello to you as you watch from all kinds of time zones. I know we have viewers from Russia, Oregon, Illinois, and other great states across the United States and countries around the world. We say hello and thank you for watching, and we say happy April 21st to you as we get ready to go for the 2 o'clock hour in Valdosta. Bottom of the 5th inning, Blazers lead 6-0. Marty Littlefield steps in. Brianna Hancock, game 2 starter, starts to get loose in the bullpen for Valdosta State. 6-0. Littlefield pops it up, foul into the crowd. Look out. A lot of little kids down there today. You gotta cringe when the ball goes foul in the crowd, that they're all paying attention. Everybody, I didn't hear any screams, so I think we're good down there. 0-1 to Marty Littlefield. The chase for history. The 0-1 outside, going to be 1-1. Today, Marty Littlefield just hasn't had the luck of really batting with many people on base. Reached on an error first time. The second time she came up, there was nobody on base. This time, no one on base again as she takes a called strike, going to be 1-2, and kind of looks down at Thomas, and he just kind of shrugs that one off down at third. 1-2. 2 runs in the inning needed for VSU to run rule the Buccaneers. Littlefield takes the ball way outside, 2-2. Marty Littlefield from Nashville, Georgia. Berrien County High School. The 2-2. And it's low, going to be 3-2. Of course, Berrien has really, since before Marty was there, had a very good softball program in Region 1 2A. Kind of like Lowndes at Region 1 5A. And she brought that talent down to Valdosta State. Grounds it back to the pitcher on a 3-2 count. Underhanded toss to first in time. 1 away in the inning. And now Natalia Morozova will come up to bat. Natalia singled and then stole a base, drove in a run. Reached on a fielder's choice her second time up, and then of course was thrown out at second on the E2 pop up there by Steiny. They got her on a force play. Tosh takes the ball. Nikolai and Marina watching from Russia. Natalia's parents. We say hello on senior day. She wanted to say hello to them, so we'll do it for her. The 1-0. And it's outside, 2-0. As we can pass that along on webcast, we said certainly senior day in Valdosta. All about these seniors. The most storied class in softball history of Valdosta State as Natalia takes a strike. Going to be 2-1 now. Natalia was a Daktronics All-South Region member, or All-South, All-Region second team. All GSC second team, and she was named the Conference Player of the Week on 2 separate occasions. And it's going to be 3-1. 3-1 is the count. A hitter's count to Natalia. And she takes a called strike, 3-2. Now you've got to be aggressive and swing the bat. Great crowd in the parking lot out there of Ashley Cinemas. Here's the 3-2, grounded foul. Of course, Ashley Cinema parking lots owned by Valdosta State, so all the Blazer fans can park out there for free and watch the game out there. Haven't ever seen a game out there. Can imagine it's a cool seat from the outfield. Here's the 3-2. Hit down the left field line. Foul territory, out of the reach of the Christian Brothers left fielder Allison Grooms. And we'll do 3-2 for Natalia one more time. Not a bad seat in the house when watching Valdosta State softball. The 3-2, grounded to short, off the glove of the shortstop. The freshman Rachel Kelly couldn't hold on to it. That'll go down as an E6, the third error of the day for Christian Brothers. It allowed Tosh to reach down at first, and now Ashley Steinhilber will come up with a one away. Followed by that will be Colette Rollins. Christian Brothers going to be in the circle. They're infield while we have this time. Remind you, coming up between games, the 8 seniors will be honored. Samantha Posey, Marty Littlefield, Natalia Morozova, Colette Rollins, Claire Walmsley, April Hutchins, and Julia Fink to be honored between games. You'll be able to listen to the stadium public address announcer name all the accomplishments of the class, team, and individual as they are honored here today in front of a great crowd. Here's the pitch to Ashley Steinhilber. And that one hit the bat. It'll be 0-1. Kind of hit the very end of the bat on the inside part. 0-1. 6-0 Blazers. Steiny, right field. This one back. This one off the fence. And Steiny has to hold and then go to second. And in there safely. Natalia Morozova did not take off running just in case the ball was going to get caught. I don't think she knew it was going to clear the head immediately. And Thomas saying he should have probably ran immediately. And so when Steiny rounded first, she had to hold there for a second to make sure Natalia was going to go to third before she went to second. They both do. A double will be awarded to Steiny. And the Blazers have runners in scoring position with one away for Colette Rollins. Timeout call, Thomas Macera may be a pitch runner. I'm guessing it'll be Fran Johnson. It will be. She'll go to second for Steiny. So Johnson will go run for Steiny here in the 5th. And Steinhilber looks happy to come off. Get a bunch of high fives. Doesn't seem to mind letting Fran Johnson run for her. Johnson has gotten some plate appearances this year, but she's been used as the runner a lot. 39th game she's played in now. She's only started 5, so that's how many times she's gone in and pitch ran. As Colette Rollins takes a called strike. Fran Johnson has scored 23 runs this season. When she gets on base, she scores a lot of the time. The younger sister to Morgan, known for her speed, as Rollins calls for a timeout. Stood in the batter's box a little too long. The shimmy by Colette and back of the box. The 0-1. And she holds off from the off-speed pitch there. Nice patience there by Colette Rollins. And it'd be 1-1 to the South Gwinnett grad. A criminal justice major here at Valdosta State as Rollins. 4-year senior. Here's the pitch. One's inside. Ball going to be 2-1. Rollins, like I said, has only, coming into the day, had only seen 14 plate appearances, and then her first at bat, she took a 3-2 walk. It was a 3-2 count and then took a walk, and she showed the patience to not go after a ball. You don't get a lot of plate appearances. You sometimes force swings, and she is really being patient today. Takes another one. Going to be 3-1 now, a straight hitter's count. A hit deep into the outfield, into the gap, in left center or right center would likely end it. Fran Johnson's got the speed from second to score. The 3-1. Grounder to short. Johnson goes back to second. Everybody's safe. What is the shortstop doing? Rachel Kelly got it. Fran Johnson was off the bag and started going back. She slid head first, was safe. The shortstop, Kelly, threw it over the second baseman. Fran Johnson was probably back on the bag already. She should have gone to first to get the out. She doesn't, and now everybody's safe on another error by Christian Brothers. The second of the inning by Kelly. Rollins reaches on the fielder's choice. It's an FC 6-4. And that does go down. I don't know if that'll go down as an error. We're going to have to clarify that, whether that'll actually go down as an error, because that is a fielder's choice. No one else advanced, I believe. We're going to have to get clarity on that as Sarah Vaughn comes in to pitch run for Colette Rollins. And that'll end the day for Colette Rollins, as she's been taken out of the game twice now. We'll get clarity in just a second, maybe between innings, and whether that'll go down as an error or a fielder's choice. Sarah Vaughn's now down at first. The pitch to Claire Wamsley. It is a ball on the outside, 1-0. Bases loaded for VSU with one out. Blazers need just 2 runs to end this on a run rule. This one hit, right center field, Claire Wamsley. It's down to the fence. 1-run scores, 2-run scores. They're going to send Sarah Vaughn around. 3-run scores, ball game, Valdosta States. A 3-run double by Claire Wamsley, who's getting a big high five from Thomas Macera and some hugs. The ball game there. Valdosta State wins it 9-0, the final score.